An English lady's wardrobe is all about one particular lady who lived in Liverpool, Mrs. Emily Margaret Tinney. She was essentially somebody who was a compulsive shopper.
It's an exhibition that's going to take us back to the time of Downton Abbey, to the period between the Edwardian era and the outbreak of the Second World War.
We have spent 20 years conserving this collection, so it is in probably the best state of any collection I've seen.
Some of these things are over 100 years old. Day wear, evening wear, underwear, all her shoes, accessories, even Mrs. Tinney's original hair pieces that she would have worn back in the Edwardian period. And her collection, which we have today in the museum, is actually the largest collection of costume that belonged to one person in the UK, in any UK museum.
It came from high couture to standard high street shopping.
It's curated to an incredibly high standard. The information will be fascinating and the design of the exhibition is beautiful, it's exquisite.
The process for making a mount is we get a flat two-dimensional drawing. I will assess the objects when they come in here. That's when I will decide whether it's acrylics or steels. The object will stay on its mount for about a week just to see how it sits, how it settles and how it forms itself within that group of objects.
There are 70 mannequins in this exhibition. They've all been ordered specifically for each costume and the mannequins are just beautiful.
We are basically storytellers. We're trying to tell this story, so all we want you to do is look at the object and we're telling that personal story of what that object was used for and who it belonged to and why there's a significance to this piece.
When the design team works with the curatorial staff, they normally bring the collections to us and our role then is to interpret that story and make it as interesting, as enjoyable for the public as possible. I want to make it the best exhibition.
This was an empty gallery and we built all the stud walls, the plinths, the stagings. The knowledge we've gained from installing the exhibition will help inform the tour when it gets to a different venue.
Well, we know that costume exhibitions are incredibly popular with visitors and so we know an exhibition like this is really going to drive footfall. It's the sort of exhibition which I think is going to make people talk about your venue and your museum or your gallery.
Through the letters, the photographs and the clothes together, you can get a sense of the real person behind them. And that's not something you get with lots of costume collections.
I've never come across anything like it in my career, and I've seen a lot of costume collections.
This exhibition will give visitors an insight into the lost world of Liverpool between the two world wars, essentially. It's a social history story as much as it's about historic dress and costume and fashion.
It's an exquisite exhibition and it's a little bit of English culture and history.